Hello, everyone. Sandy Wilhelmina here. The sheep were invited by Hazel and Naka Designs. Hazel is a good friend, known her for a while, and Hazel, I hope I don't disappoint you because I know I really flubbed up last year. So we'll see. I didn't watch too many of the other videos yet because I get all, I don't know, flustered. But this is Masterboard Madness for this year. Hazel sets this up for the month of March. And we all post a video about masterboards we've made. Now, to me, that term is confusing because I look at these as collages. And a lot of times I use them for pages and tags, or I just look at them because they're fun. So that is my thoughts on it. I am not a sophisticated crafter, so I kind of make up my own rules as I go, and I highly recommend it. We have people all once, and if you didn't get to see these when they first came out, just go ahead. Hazel's got oh, uh, oh my gosh. She has a playlist. That's what it is. A playlist on her channel, and you can go see all of these things. I do not know why my camera is so dark. I hope that it will work out where everyone can see. I'll get my foot down so I'm not rocking this fancy desk. Okay, squeaky chair. So be sure you go check out Hazel's channel and all the rest of them, and I will put links in the down below. I'll put links in for everybody too, so don't miss their stuff. First, I'll show you what I've done. What have you done? Oh, tried to be prepared. I finished this one, and I used stuff that I have way too much of, that I've held on to and not done anything with. So these are the little clear, of course, I don't have one out, the little vellum pieces with flowers on them, and they kind of faded back. This is tissue paper for the background and a piece of file folder for the very back. I'm really crowded here, sorry about that. But this is just the tissue paper. I thought it was pretty. Once in a while, I built out a print journal, so this will come in handy for tags. But all I did, I'm a cheater. You probably all know that by now. I used my glue stick to put the picture down, and then I used my glue stick, this one, because I need purple so I can see where I've been. And I put all of the things on. And what I used were the flowers, and they sort of fade off into the background. So I just took a pen, my Stabilo pencil, which is this one, my brown one. And I just kind of drew around the flowers. Or was that a pen? Oh, I think that was a pen. That was a pen, because I thought this Stabilo would smear. And I had a crap ton of stamps and airmail labels and all of the things. I haven't even dented it, I'm ashamed to say. So this is what I ended up with. Underneath this, underneath the tissue paper, I put a page of this kind of onion skin or typing paper. And I believe this is a hand-picked one, but I'm not sure. You can't really feel it, the font. So I figured that would show up. And it is music from the people, I don't know if you remember the Bachelor guys from Iowa that I went and got a whole bunch of stuff from. That was theirs. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing things everywhere. What the heck? Welcome to my room. So anyway, thank you for coming. All of you that have been here and new. I'm trying today to catch up on all your messages on my video posts. I wish that YouTube was still sending me email notifications so I could keep up with you guys. But I will at least go through and answer you once. If you have something you want to ask me, email the sheep anytime. I'm happy to have a chat with you, and the sheep can give you all their wisdom. And okay, so this I will probably hang on to and cut it up for my next pinky journal. And I put a coat of matte medium over this, and I liked how it turned out. I couldn't find, I could not find my regular, God, you guys, my words are not with me today. The Mod Podge. Couldn't find my Mod Podge. I might actually be out of it. Can you believe that? And this is what I ended up with, just labels and stamps and all things. The little labels were a Tim Holtz purchase. Saw some things on sale I didn't have, and I thought, oh, I want those. So that is where that one sits. So I got out a few things. This is my favorite backing for anything that's going to be tags or anything. And I also want to share a secret because I get things like this all the time. And they are really cool. I always have a lot of them. And they sit and they wait for me. So I thought what I would do is start some, decide which side I want, and just start some tags as a masterboard and have them sitting, hopefully, where I'll remember to use them, because that's most of the problem. For this one, actually for today, I did start this one. These are German book pages, and I was going through some, oh, gosh, Penny has the worst gas today. I'm telling you guys, I need a mask. I might go get Jim's CPAP machine. Holy smokes. Okay, too much information. Penny, really? Oh, man. Okay, my eyes are watering. I gotta let go or I'll start laughing and I'll never stop. These are just little clippy things that I cut out of a book. I thought they were kind of cool. They're scenes from Paris, tiny ones. And I copied this idea for a page edge for someone else. But this is not finished. So what I wanted to do, I need to fill in the middle. And yes, I'm crafting in front of you, so be kind. I have never done anything on camera. I have so much stuff. Okay, here's a pretend ticket. Another pretend ticket. Tim Holtz liked tickets, didn't he? Okay, don't need the same thing. Another one. And I have a whole thing full of tickets. It's not like I couldn't have got up and get a roll of them. I should show you the, oh, I gotta show you that. Where did that envelope I made for a journal I'm working on? It's an art journal or glue book or just a journal. It's a whopper. I made this, the envelope, I believe that Debbie Ham coffee dyed these envelopes. And I just came across them and I thought, hey. So I got out, these are words that I had saved in my special book. This is my tape. I'm so proud of my tape. And then I just did all of this on it. It had a stamp, so I stamped around it. I put a handwritten person's address on there, and then this open. And this is the 1858 version of the Illustrated London News, and it's about the exhibition of the Society of British Artists. So what would an artist save to their stash, And then I did put a piece of ledger there in the window. So that will be just in a pocket, or I might make it a pocket by putting it on a page like that, so that it flips over. You can hide something in there. You guys know. You know what you're doing. So, okay, I'm going to put that back or I'll lose it. So what I did, what I'm doing is shaking the desk. Sorry about that. I'm going to move it a little. There. Hopefully that helps. I'm a fidget monster. But before I get into the other one that's a brighter bunch of colors, so I usually just throw things down. I have so much stuff. It really is embarrassing. And what I have here, I really like the pink one. I thought it was so weird. Man, yeah, that envelope. It took me hours to do that envelope. I was so picky. Usually I'm like, slap stuff down and away you go. Well, I didn't do very well getting stuff, you guys. But with the small ones, it won't matter. So I just want to cover up this hole in the middle. And I do ink my stuff. I use vintage photo right now because I can't find the brushed corduroy. And then I use scorched timber as my darker outliner. So I know this is fun listening to someone ink, but tis what it is today. Trying to get my butt back in gear. And I got some really cool journals I'm working on, and I forgot to show you guys the newspaper archive I got last week in the auction box. So I got to show you that in my next video. I just do this because I like a little bit of separation of the things and to make them look a little older. So I go around. Sorry, I know you guys probably hate this, but I'll try to quietly do it. I like the separation with the ink and the background. Makes these pop a little bit. Blackberry jam. I'm hungry. I could go for some of that right now. I won't do the black. I'll let you. But usually I take the wig and I go around it too. This just gives it a really nice outline without being too wild. So here I go. Got it out. You guys, we might be here for a while. I'm pretty sure everyone else of all these artists is much more organized, much more sure of their plans, but you're stuck with me here. So hopefully you'll hang around. I'm kind of in a goofy mood today. It's only 41 degrees. It's a little breezy, but not too bad. Penny's here sleeping next to me. I believe Louise went back to bed when Jim went upstairs again for after lunch. His office is upstairs. And Louise tends to either sleep in the little chair we have in there, or he just goes back to bed. It's a very bad influence on me when I'm in a mood. Penny is pretty keyed on me, which I dearly love. I think Jolly said, go find her, she needs you. Because she's got a very old soul in those eyes. Okay, there's that. So all I would do, I didn't want to put a stray bunch of, this is kind of light on there, as is that. So I'm going to take my handy dandy glue stick and glue it down because you guys have never seen it before. I can't believe I'm doing this on camera. If you never come back, I will understand. Offset that one a little. I'm very official about everything I do. Not so much. I haven't used the matte medium very much, well, ever. So I was surprised how much I liked it. I don't know that it's really that different than the Mod Podge, but I don't know. What was I like? So for now, I'm just going to add a few things to cover up that hole. And then I'll show you some other time what it's done. I have a book that I showed you last year. Haven't done much in it since, I'm ashamed to say, but it has I have a book and I try to get myself to take all my scraps from the day and glue them into that book. And this is what I ended up with, is this type of thing. So it's nice, it's there. The only problem is I often forget to use it. I'm kind of out of sight, out of mind, I guess. So I'm not going to do a lot with this one. But my plan for this side is to just chop it right there ink the edges and make it a page edge, or I can make it wider and let it be a text spot too. So I don't have that covered up very well, do I? Thank you all for putting up with me. It's a hot mess, but I'm catching up. I love these little things. I'm usually very lazy about cutting anything out. Love numbers. Well, this could go many ways, couldn't it? You could save any of the numbers off your journal pages, or I mean ledger pages, and use those. I saved names and date off of them, and I'll show you the book I used to put my pictures together. So that's where this one is heading. And I probably will just tuck it into my book because otherwise it's shuffled around. Okay, I'm gonna do the small ones with you because if I do the big ones, you guys are really gonna be forever. But I wanted to show you that I get these old newspapers. This one just happens to be rag paper or rag content. To me, it feels like rag paper, but I'm not an expert. But these are just the classified ads. And I have a stack of them that I'm going to share with all of you because they need not be stacked here anymore. And it has all kinds of cool stuff. And I'll go through when I'm working on something and I will find like secondhand gold watches, like jewelry if I'm doing something. And these are a perfect size for a tag, anything you want to do. Marriage outfits and Lindsay Woolsey riding habit, baby linen and ladies underclothing, warehouses, City Jew and Home Depot. I didn't know what that was going to be when I first saw it. Finest French colza oil. And then this has the page I don't care about. So, or I don't mind losing. Let's put that. So these are what I got out for these little buggers. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple while you're here. It's like I am not very into measuring or doing anything I'm supposed to do. There's no wrong way to do art, in my opinion. This paper was from 1858. Oops, that didn't go quite well. And I usually will just take the margins off. I love using these papers. For a long time, I just sat on them. They were getting here everywhere, and I could not decide. Artist in hair and jewelry by appointment to the Queen. Hey, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so here we go with the glue. I like the number side, and these are, I believe, water bills from Fort Madison, Iowa. It's probably going to be the most boring video you guys have ever seen, but I'm trying my best. Okay. Oops. Yes. And I do not worry about margins most of the time. So that is there. And a lot of times I just go ahead and put down a whole bunch at once. There's a little math make, right? Oh, you guys, I hope you're not laughing at me. I'm laughing at me. Let's see, what else is going on around here? We rescheduled shearing because we got probably 6 inches of snow and a blizzard right before shearing day. And I just don't want my poor naked babies running around here freezing their little patoots off. So we'll be doing that towards the end of April now. And that will be a long day. It will be fun. Usually they have 2 shearers that show up, but this time I think Beth only got one himself and the helper. So the helpers are always nice. Helper does trim their nails. And I love it because then we usually only have to do the limpers or like another time a year to trim their feet. They're pretty good for us, but they always wiggle around for the shearer. They don't appreciate it much. I'd say go sheep. They pay a lot of money to do their job. We would be lost without them. I would never be able to shear those sheep. We only have 18. At one time, we had 110 little rescues running around. I don't know how we did it. I really honestly don't know how we did it. It's crazy talk. Crazy talk. So then I end up with that. And because I'm lazy, glue isn't always the best, but usually it stays. Okay, so you can rip and tear. Sometimes I like to put the top over. Like, I don't know if I will on this, but let's just take it all. Take it all off. Penny has a kitten. I think I told this on one of the other videos, but it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. That kitten follows her everywhere. They are best friends. Penny can't quite figure it out. Not sure she's ever been around cats, and she's good. When she plays though, she pounces with her front feet, and that could be a little scary when you're a cat. At least that's what I hear. Zippy's not happy having a dog in here that isn't jolly. But she gets over it. She got over it with Louise, so she'll do okay. Oh, for goodness sake. On camera, Sandra. All right. That's what I'm going to do today for now. So again with the ink, just a little bit. I like things to look old, as you know. I can't believe how white this paper is from 1858. I can't believe I didn't show you that newspaper I got. It's only going to be good for collage, but we like collage, right? That's what we're doing. Okay, let me turn this. I didn't plan well, did I? Not that. I won't put as much on as I usually do. That's in pretty darn good condition for 1858 paper. I'm going to be working on the website again because I have neglected it for a long time. I'm going to get yarn and roving and wool back on it and a whole bunch of books and ephemera. And that way I can get more stuff if it all goes, right? I guess you don't need to be looking at all the bare necessities here, huh? Okay, I'll only do the site. I just like it. Okay, two with, two without. Now what I thought was I have my book guts. And I save a whole lot of things. Like this is some leather off of the spine of somebody. This is the top of a book binding. This is some more of a book binding. It's really cool textured stuff. This is one. I love that old ticking. I save strings. So I have more than one jar like this where I just stuff it in there, and when I want somebody out, I'm smart, huh? All right, and here's my latest favorite stamp. Voila. And I think since I'm a sloppy slob, I would probably, if I drank coffee, I would have a whole lot of coffee on everything, which is okay. Okay. So I am just going to see what happens when I put this in the middle. Let's do it this way. Ta-da! Let me do it again. This is not pretty dark. I was drinking, whoa, hot chocolate. That's better. Da, 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 da. Okay. I'm only going to do a few things because I see we're already at 25 minutes and you guys have seen enough of my madness. So normally I would attempt to save that writing. So for a tag, I would maybe put this year, and I think I will. Writing is just too cool. Usually I can get away with using my glue stick and then I come back through and if I miss something, I change it. But sometimes for this kind of stuff, I do use Fabri-Tac. Actually, it's kind of my glue of choice because I do have better luck. I don't have to pay attention so much to what I'm gluing where. So there now it has a cute tab. That old ticking on there they used. They used anything they could for these. For binding a book. Now, how cool would that be with a little pocket? So, we would tear that off. Sometimes, if the paper is loose, you might want to take some of it off because your glue, the weaving might accidentally fall off. Oh, I broke the top of my Fabri-Tac the other day. I have never done that. That was quite an adventure. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little here and down. See how bad my hands are shaking? Sure. Let's put it on this one. Probably would have helped to have some ink there, but in that case, just get out your Stabilo pencil. This is my new thing. I love these things. And it depends how hard you push down. And then if you're putting it on something that needs to be a little lighter, it's watercolor. So you just well, like this. And it just will spread it out for you. That's messy, but I'm messy. So then I put something into the pocket because otherwise I forget I'd be in a pocket. So there is that. And sometimes I take these cool pieces of old leather. They're very flaky and bendy. And I load them up with Fabri-Tac. I hope you guys like play along, create along. All the other crafters have very much better descriptions of things than I do because I'm kind of a doofus. So there's how I like that. And if you wanted to, you could poke a hole and put a brad in there. Oh, it kind of finish it off, wouldn't it? Sometimes I do make these into tags and snip corners off. I hope I haven't been off frame this whole time. But I think you can see what I do. This would make a pretty great pocket too. Just put it on an angle and it would be a cute tuck in the corner. Well, I think I'll do that. Hazel, I hope this works for my contribution because last year I kind of messed you up. I missed the date I was supposed to post it, and I was very unorganized. But really, I always am. So maybe we could do this. Snip those hanging over pieces. So I don't do anything too fancy. However, I really have fun doing it. So let's put something bigger in that one. Oh, this will stand out. Okay, so that's two. Did I put something in here? I did not. Okay, so I think you get the gist. That is what my mass sport stuff ends up like. And I really never knew that this is what I was doing. Because I like to collage, but I always think I'm not very good at it. And I don't know, I really didn't know I was doing something cool when I did it anyway. I just slapped things down on paper, hope they look good. So I have to figure out a way for these to be right at hand because I've gotten where I'm making ephemera before I make the journal, specifically for that journal. So I forget what else I've got stashed around here to use. So anyway, thank you for putting up with me. Make sure you watch everybody else's videos because you'll get much better order out of them. And this is the schedule. I'll post the links in the description. And I hope you're all having a great Monday. This will post on Wednesday. Wednesday the 26th, is it? This coming Wednesday. It'll be out this week. So I will see you there. And I hope you had a giggle and that you're having a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.